EP42 opening script. Finalist second Proud Korean Screenplay Competition. Original screenplay, Scorpio, adapted into the 123 episode. Epic spy thriller, Beauty Spy War. Episode 42, Find the Gunpowder Residue. Episode 41 recap. Assassin hiding in the bathroom, blade drawn, waiting. Agent Eun-ah arrives with a sandwich crisis narrowly averted. Black Shadow in white medical gown aims syringe at IV line. Fierce hand-to-hand combat erupts in the private ward. Eun-ah snatches the pistol, fires at a precise oblique angle. Show no mercy. Carves evidence of battle onto her own body. The Femme Fatale's perfect crime scene fabrication. But I kept Sang-wook safe. Daebeom's eyes just for a moment waver. Today's episode 42. Daebeom tenderly wipes Eun-ah's split lip with gauze. My heart aches for you. NFS Ballistics expert Dr. Ju Yong-chul takes the floor. Scorched halo, soot halo, comparison microscope, rifling marks. The bullet that killed the operative fired from his own pistol. But wait, no primer residue on his hands? It's like finishing in the bathroom without wiping. Eun-ah's perfect cover-up. The first crack appears. Go through it all again top to bottom. Episode 42 begins now. Episode 42. Find the gunpowder residue. She had sworn to herself that aside from her father, she would never give her heart to any man, not for as long as she lived. And yet, without warning, this man had stirred something deep inside Eun-ah. A quiet seismic shift, gentle but impossible to ignore. She had kept that vague, fluttering feeling buried in silence. And now, here was Senior Agent Daebeom, always so indifferent, speaking words of concern for her. She didn't know what to do with herself. His eyes filled with genuine worry as Daebeom reached out his hand. Team leader Kang Daebeom, gently touching Eun-ah's bruised eye socket. Hey, you really got hurt badly, didn't you? That must hurt. For someone to do this to you, whoever it was, must be incredibly strong. Senior Agent, at least I kept Sang-wook safe. Good work. But what kind of bastard does this to someone's face, huh? I'm sorry. My combat training was clearly far too lacking. I'm sorry. What are you apologizing for? Did you commit a crime? You're lucky it wasn't worse. Daebeom felt a pang of sympathy for Eun-ah. She had always looked at him with such reverent eyes. Your lip is split too? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of myself as an NIS operative. I should have caught him. Hold on, stay still. Your face is a mess. Daebeom reached into a medical cart, took out a gauze pad, and pressed it gently against Eun-ah's split lip, carefully dabbing away the blood himself. Oh, don't be dramatic. Though I suppose it does hurt a bit. Gently, please. The affection that poured out of him was completely natural. The way a senior officer might tend to a junior who had survived the battlefield. They were intelligence operatives, staking their lives in a war without gunfire. What must that inner tension have been like? How many days had that ironclad heart been clenched tight? 1 day, 2 days, and counting? What weight and burden must she have carried? The sheer endurance required of a woman in this field? The crushing, nameless pressure that never let up. The agonizing days of silence when results refused to come. Every time Senior Agent Daebeom's hand made contact, something like a faint breath of spring seemed to settle softly into Eun-ah's chest, a quiet, fragrant warmth spreading through her. It felt like the warm breath of spring's herald, quietly coaxing flowers to bloom in the frozen heart of winter. Promising the world that joy would come again. Thank you, Senior Agent. Don't mention it. My heart aches. Team leader Juntae, standing behind them, watched with the same heavy feeling. Eun-ah, Senior Agent Kong seems really torn up seeing you like this. I've never seen you look this vulnerable before. The moment Juntae said it, Daebeom visibly startled and stepped back from Eun-ah. Today is a truly sad day. Another junior operative has left this world, before getting the chance to truly bloom. Let's catch this bastard and give our colleague the justice he deserves. Yes, sir. Get down to the hospital. CCTV and surrounding cameras and go through everything. Move fast. Check the nearby public parking lots and alleyways. To any lead, anything at all. Yes, sir. The operatives moved quickly down the corridor. I'm so sorry. I'm endlessly ashamed. I want to disappear. Focus on recovering and getting treatment. And cooperate fully with the investigation into today's incident. At the words cooperate with the investigation, Eun-ah felt a wave of tension wash through her. National Forensic Service. Knock knock. Daebeom knocked on the laboratory door of Dr. Eun-ah, his partner, whom he barely got to see these days. Come in. He turned the handle. Daebeom pushed open the lab door and stepped inside. Oh my Daebeom. What brings you here? Work. Official visit. Dr. Eun-ah, who had been seated at her desk, leapt to her feet. She threw her arms around Daebeom. The two of them exchanged a quick, warm kiss. Dr. Go ran her hands over Daebeom's chiseled, handsome face. She swept the hair back from his forehead. Daebeom's eyes softened at the warmth of her touch. A warmth he hadn't felt in far too long. Eun-ah, our people are waiting in the conference room. Let's save this for later, someone might see. So what? Why are you always so cautious? You're my love. What if someone figures it out? We agreed to keep this between us. Let them figure it out. All right, doctor. Go, it's time to head straight to the conference room. I just want to stay like this. Fine. Conference room it is. Eun-ah, did anything come up? Dr. Ju Yong-chul from Ballistics was at it all day yesterday. We've been putting your team through a lot, haven't we? Must have been hectic. It has. And since you're so buried in the investigation, phone calls are all we ever manage. We do video calls every now and then. I have to come all the way to the NFS just to see my boyfriend's face. And even then it's all sideways glances. Are we actually a couple? We are. We definitely are. They made their way down the corridor, glancing around. Fortunately, no one was in sight. Dr. Eun-ah gave Daebeom's firm backside a playful pat. Not to be outdone, Daebeom gave her a quiet, discreet pat in return. Team leader Juntae and several investigators were already assembled. In the small conference room, Dr. Eun-ah entered and greeted everyone warmly. They glanced at the clock, waiting for someone. Running a little late. There he is. Doctor. Sorry I'm a bit late. Not at all. Just a tiny bit. Shall we begin? Dr. Ju Yong-chul, the NFS ballistics expert with a well-kept mustache, gave a small nod. Dr. Eun-ah took the microphone as the slide appeared on the screen. This is Dr. Ju Yong-chul, ballistics specialist at the National Forensic Service. Yes, I'm Dr. Ju Yong-chul. Pleased to meet you all. Likewise. The terminology can be difficult and hard to follow, so I'll explain slowly. When the white sheet was pulled back on screen, the body of the NIS operative was revealed. The high-definition image showed the corpse in sharp, unsparing clarity. Based on our analysis, the bullet entered here and exited on this side. The entry wound doesn't look that large? That's because there's a difference between a contact shot and a near shot. This isn't a contact shot, is it? Correct. A contact shot is fired with the muzzle pressed directly against the skin. This is a near shot. And what are these? Here you can see the scorched halo, and here this is the soot halo. What is a scorched halo? The scorched halo refers to the burned pattern that forms around the entry wound, caused by the muzzle blast, and the combustion gases released from the barrel. The terminology is quite difficult. The character for halo in the original term means ring or halo, like the ring around the sun or moon. A ring? Think of it this way: the skin around the wound gets burned, correct? Yes. That burn forms a reddened ring or blister pattern, like the halo around the sun or moon. That's where the name comes from. Now, Doctor, the bullet recovered from the scene. Was it fired from our operative's own pistol? Yes. It was. So it didn't come from the intruder's weapon? That's correct. Were all shell casings and bullets recovered from the hospital room? Yes, of course. How do you determine which gun a bullet came from? We took the bullet that passed through the operative's thigh and compared it against a test bullet fired experimentally from the operative's own pistol. And the result? When we compared the two bullets, they matched, both fired from the same pistol. Is it possible to compare two bullets simultaneously? Yes, using a comparison microscope. It allows two microscopes to be viewed through a single eyepiece. Take a look at the left and right sides of the enlarged image on screen. Remarkable, it's like having two microscopes fused into one. Exactly. That's a perfectly good way to think of it. Even with multiple bullets, can you identify which gun fired? Which one just from the scratch marks? You can. The rifling inside the barrel leaves distinct marks on the bullet's surface. So the weapon that killed our operative, it was the very pistol he was carrying? Yes. His own pistol. The bullet that struck the operative's thigh was fired from his own weapon. I see. I had assumed it came from the intruder's gun. Most people would assume that. So did the intruder snatch the operative's gun and fire it? Whether the gun was taken and fired by the intruder, or whether the operative accidentally discharged it himself, while drawing, that still requires further investigation. Did you also examine the rifling of the barrel? Of course. There's dedicated equipment for examining the bore. What type of pistol is this? It's a pistol with 6 right-hand twist rifling grooves, newly issued to NIS operatives. That would be the new model, yes. Correct. Through bore examination, we also confirmed the presence of gunpowder residue inside the barrel. That tells us a live round was definitively fired. Yes. But there is one thing that strikes me as strange. Strange? What do you mean? Does it actually happen? Someone accidentally shooting themselves in the thigh with their own pistol? Absurd as it sounds, yes. Right. Taking a ballistics approach, I ran this simulation. Dr. Ju Yong Chul advanced the screen, walking through the simulation step by step. This particular firing angle, it simply doesn't occur under normal circumstances. It doesn't occur under normal circumstances? Correct. If you're standing still and fire your own weapon, you won't make this kind of absurd mistake. Then when would it happen? This angle is consistent with someone lunging forward toward a target and firing incorrectly in the process. What's your reasoning for that conclusion? When firing from a standing position, both hands on the grip, weapon raised above or below the waist, there's no reason for the bullet to strike your own thigh. Are there truly no documented cases of someone shooting their own leg like that? There have been. Foreign cases? Not foreign, a domestic case. Something that happened in Korea a long time ago. In Korea, someone drew their weapon hastily and accidentally discharged it into their own thigh. So why would someone be that careless shooting themselves in their own leg? Think about it. In the middle of a struggle, choking, shoving, grappling, would the gun come out of the holster easily? No, that would be very difficult. In that desperate chaos, trying to draw with one hand instead of two, the finger naturally catches on the trigger mid-motion and the gun fires. Either way, an utterly senseless situation. Moon Se-gwang, the man who attempted to assassinate the president's wife, did exactly the same thing. With the hammer cocked, he pulled the gun from his waistband and shot himself in the thigh. So that case was the same. That makes it a little easier to understand. But is there something else? There's no primer residue on the operative's hands. Doctor, what could account for the absence of primer residue? There's a standard protocol for collecting primer residue. What protocol? Before collection, nothing at the scene of a firearms incident must be touched. Under any circumstances. Is that an absolute requirement? An absolute one. The collection kit is opened, and samples are taken from 4 locations: the back and palm of both the left and right hands. And the quantity recovered from the operative's hands was not within the normal range. The amount was so small that virtually absent would be the more accurate description. So you're saying there was almost no gunpowder residue? Yes. Almost none. Far less than you would normally expect? I followed standard procedure, opened the kit, collected samples exactly according to the Firearms Discharge Evidence Collection Guidelines. You do this regularly, there's no chance of procedural error? I do it as often as eating a meal. Post-collection forms completed. Sealed tightly. Everything by the book. And yet something feels wrong? As a professional, I cannot shake this uneasy feeling. Uneasy? It's like finishing in the bathroom without wiping. Something's just not right. Could there be any residue on the sleeve, perhaps? There are only trace amounts of gunpowder on the dead operative's hands. And none at all on the sleeves. Why would that be, Doctor? That's exactly what I'd like us to work through together. The operatives listened to the complex findings in silence. quietly processing everything when team leader Kang Daebeom's voice cut through the room. Go through it all again top to bottom. Whatever could be a lead, find it. EP42 Ending Script. Episode 42 Highlights. Daebeom and Eun-ah. Daebeom gently touches Eun-ah's bruised eye socket. What kind of bastard does this to someone's face? Wipes her split lip with gauze his own hands. Don't mention it. My heart aches. Warm as a spring herald in the frozen midwinter. Every touch a quiet seismic shift in Eun-ah's heart. Juntae's one remark Daebeom pulls away in surprise. Cooperate with the investigation. Tension washes through Eun-ah. Ballistics analysis meeting. NFS ballistics expert Dr. Ju Yong-chul. Scorched halo burn pattern from muzzle gas. Soot halo dark ring from gunpowder residue. 2 bullets compared simultaneously. Under comparison microscope. Rifling marks identify exactly which gun fired each bullet. Conclusion: the bullet that hit the operative's thigh came from his own pistol. The mystery of the firing angle. Standing in place, this mistake simply doesn't happen. Angle consistent with lunging forward at a target. Moon Se Guang case hammer cocked. Fired into own thigh while drawing. One-handed draw finger caught the trigger mid-motion. The first crack, no primer residue. There's no primer residue on the operative's hands. Collection kit standard protocol followed to the letter. Only trace amounts on the hands. Nothing at all on the sleeves. As a professional, I cannot shake this uneasy feeling. It's like finishing in the bathroom without wiping. Eun-ah's perfect fabrication. The first crack begins to show. Episode 43 Preview. The truth behind missing primer residue. Will Eun-ah's fabrication be exposed? Daebeom's investigation closes in. Finalist second Proud Korean Screenplay Competition. Original screenplay, Scorpio, adapted into the 123 episode. Epic spy thriller, Beauty Spy War. New episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Thank you for watching.